Good afternoon to one and all. I am V. Jan Reddy, Assistant Professor in the Department of Physics from Nalla Narasimha Reddy Engineering College. Okay, in the last class we have discussed about the de Broglie waves or matter waves or pilot waves. Introduction about that one, and we are discussed the characteristics of matter waves and wavelength of matter waves. Theoretical knowledge. Based on the de Broglie hypothesis, the first Davison-Germers is done the experiment on matter waves. Okay, in the year of 1927, de Broglie is given his hypothesis in the 1923. Based on his hypothesis, Davison and Germers scientists are done an experiment on matter waves, the existence of matter waves. Is it possible or not? Okay, today we are going to discuss about the Davison-Germers experiment. Okay, first practical evidence for the wave nature of matter waves was given by C.J. Davison and L.H. Germer in 1927. This was the first experiment support to de Broglie hypothesis. Okay. Next, coming to principle. The electrons which are coming from the source are injected on the target and the electrons get diffracted. These diffracted electrons produce a diffraction pattern. It shows the wave nature of the matter waves. Okay. Next, coming to experimental arrangement. This is the experimental arrangement. Here they are taken one vacuum chamber. In the vacuum chamber they place the one filament, and that filament is connected to one low tension battery B1. Okay, and they are arranged one in the chamber. A is the accelerator. Okay, and that accelerator is connected to one high tension battery B2, and they are taken one nickel target. Okay, this is a nickel target. Okay, here when we are switch on the battery B1, the filament is emitted the electrons. These emitted electrons is entered into accelerated chamber. This accelerated chamber is connected to battery B2, which is a high tension battery. Due to this high tension battery, the electrons is accelerated, gets with the high energies, and that accelerated electrons is exit from the accelerator and straightly they fall on the target. From the target, the electrons is diffracted from in these directions with the different angles, and these diffracted electrons is collected by the a mobile collector is presented on the scale, and that is capture all the electrons, and that collector is connected to galvanometer. When the electron is collected by this collector, then galvanometer shows the deflections. Okay, in this experiment setup, is shown in the figure 1. It contains mainly three parts. One is a filament, target, and circular scale arrangement. This is a circular scale arrangement. It is also consists of low tension battery LTB and high tension battery HTB and a cylinder. When the tungsten filament F is heated by LTB, low tension battery, then electrons are produced. These electrons are accelerated by applying high tension battery. These accelerated electrons are collimated into a fine beam of pencil by passing them through a system of pinhole in the cylinder A. This is the accelerator A. Next, this beam of electrons is allowed to incident on nickel crystal, which acts as a target. The electrons are scattered in all directions. The intensity of scattered electrons is measured by the circular scale arrangement. In this arrangement, an electron collector is fixed on the circular scale, which can collect the electrons and can move along the circular scale. The electron collector is connected to a sensitive galvanometer to measure the intensity of electron beam entering the collector at a different scattering angles. Okay, here we are observing that the different scattering angles, and this is the, here we are applying the graphs is we are applying the high tension battery with the 40 volts, 44 volts and 48 volts, and this is the 54 volts and the 60 volts, and on average the collecting the electrons is with 50 degrees angle at 54 volts. We are observing this one. Here we are, suppose the electron is collected the more electrons at 50 degrees angle, the diffraction angle is 50 degrees, that at that one the collector is collected more electrons, and this is by applying the 54 volts. Here the number of, here we draw the angle versus scattered electrons. Then you observe this here at the when we are at the 30 degrees angle, the electrons is less, while increasing the angle at the 54 degrees angle, it maximum, next it is decreases. Means this is the Bragg's planes in the nickel target crystal. These all are the single crystal. This is the Bragg planes, and this is the incident beam, this is the normal, and this is the scattering angle 50 degrees. When we draw this one, the 25 degrees and 25 degrees, and the incident angle is 65 degrees. Okay, the electron beam is accelerated by 54 volts is made to strike the nickel crystal, and a short maximum is occurred at a scattering angle phi equals to 50 degrees of the beam, incident beam. The incident beam and the diffracted beam have in this experiment make an angle of, this is 50 degrees and remaining 90 degrees, and 25, 50 and 65. Theta equals to 65 with this one. The theoretical values, D equals to 0.091 nanometers for nickel crystal. According to Bragg's law, for maximum and diffraction pattern is 2D sin theta equals to n lambda. For n equals to 1, lambda equals to 2D sin theta. We know that D value. Substitute the D value and theta equals to 65 degrees. We will get 0.165 nanometers. Okay, or you can get lambda equals to 1.65 nanometers. Experimental values, where we are observing maximum high electrons at 54 volts. By applying the 54 volts, the de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron is given by lambda equals to 12.25 by under root v. 12.25 by under root v equals to, we can get 1.66 angstroms. Okay, this equation 1 and equation 2 both are represents the same values. Okay, equation 1 value, theoretical value, and experimental value, both are matched with each other. So this confirms the existence of matter waves. That is, wave nature of the matter is verified experimentally. But there is a one drawback is there. That is, it fails to explain diffraction pattern, whether it is formed due to electrons or electromagnetic radiation generated by fast moving electrons. This drawback is overcome by the G.P. Thomson experiment. In that experiment, they place one magnetic plates. If there is a electromagnetic radiation is there, that shows the some deflections, magnetic field variations in the man. But based on their experiment, that is only done by the fast moving electrons, but not the electromagnetic radiation. Okay, thank you.